Most fans watch the World Cup and see the obvious: Mbappe scoring, Vinicius dribbling, Bellingham arriving late in the box. But every team at this tournament has a player or a system doing something that most people watching cannot explain. Something that only becomes visible once you know what you are looking for. These are the secret weapons of the 10 biggest teams at the 2026 World Cup. Brazil. Everyone watches Brazil and sees the attackers, the flair, the movement, the goals. What most people miss is Rodrygo, not as a winger, but as a connector. Brazil use him to link the press to the attack. He drops into tight spaces between the lines, receives under pressure, and releases the ball before defenders can react. He is not the most dangerous player on the pitch. He is the reason the dangerous players get the ball in dangerous positions. If Brazil win this tournament, his invisible work will be the reason nobody talks about Argentina. Argentina have Messi. Everyone knows that. What most people do not know is that Argentina's real weapon is how they defend without the ball. They sit in a mid-block, stay compact, and wait. The moment they win possession, Messi drops deep, receives, and the entire team explodes forward. It looks like chaos. It is a rehearsed system built entirely around one man's ability to receive in tight spaces and release with one touch. The secret weapon is not Messi. It is the system designed to give Messi the ball at exactly the right moment. France. France have the most talented squad at this tournament. Their secret weapon is not a player, it is their defensive structure without the ball. France press in a mid to high block that funnels opposition play toward the wide areas, then collapses on the ball carrier with 3 players at once. It forces mistakes near the touchline and turns turnovers into fast breaks. It puts Mbappe in behind on a sprint before the opposition defense has recovered. The secret weapon is the trap. Mbappe is just the finish. England. England's secret weapon is Trent Alexander-Arnold's, right? Not at right back, but in midfield. England now use Trent as a creative midfielder with defensive cover on his right side. This gives England an extra passing option between the lines that opposition teams do not know how to mark. He is listed as a defender. He functions as a playmaker. Every time a team tries to press England's midfield, Trent finds space in pockets that do not exist on the defensive shape diagram. That is the weapon. Spain. Spain's secret weapon is Pedri, not as a number 8, but as a pressing trigger. Spain used Pedri's positioning to set off the entire team press. When he steps to the ball carrier, every other player reads it as the signal to squeeze. If the opposition plays through him, the press breaks and Spain drop back. If they do not, Spain win the ball in dangerous areas and attack immediately. He is the switch that turns defense into offense. Most fans watch him pass. They should be watching where he stands before the pass. Germany. Germany's secret weapon is their width. Not their wingers, but their fullbacks. Germany pushed both fullbacks extremely high and wide, pinning opposition wingers back and creating a back 3 in possession. This floods the center of the pitch with midfielders and gives Toni Kroos time and space to control the tempo without pressure. When Kroos has time, Germany look unstoppable. The secret weapon is the space the fullbacks create for a 36-year-old who still reads the game better than anyone else at this tournament. Portugal. Portugal's secret weapon is Bruno Fernandes, not as a number 10, but as a pressing forward. In this Portugal system, Bruno works harder without the ball than almost any player in the squad. He closes down center backs, blocks passing lanes, and forces long balls that Portugal's physical midfield wins. This gives Ronaldo cleaner service in the box without having to drop deep. Bruno does the difficult work. Ronaldo does the finishing. The secret weapon is the most technically gifted player on the team doing the job nobody expected him to do. USA, the United States' secret weapon is Christian Pulisic. Not as a winger, but as a second striker. The United States system uses Pulisic in a narrow left channel, cutting inside constantly, arriving in the box from deep, and finishing like a forward. Opposition teams track him as a wide player and assign their fullback to deal with him, but Pulisic ends up in central areas where fullbacks are not comfortable defending. Playing at home, in front of a crowd that will be the loudest at this tournament, in a team that has nothing to lose, that combination is dangerous in ways that statistics do not fully capture. Morocco. Morocco's secret weapon is their defensive organization. At the last World Cup, they reached the semifinals by doing something no African team had ever done at that level. They sat in a low block, so disciplined, so compact, and so well drilled that Spain, Portugal, and Belgium could not find a way through. That they are doing it again. The secret weapon is not a player. It is a system that turns every match into a tactical puzzle that attacking teams cannot solve in 90 minutes. Morocco do not need to be better than you. They just need to be harder to break down than anyone else. Japan. Japan's secret weapon is their pressing intensity. Specifically, how early and how coordinated it starts. Japan press from the front with all 4 attacking players moving together, cutting off passing lanes before the ball even reaches the center backs. It forces goalkeepers and defenders into long balls that Japan's midfield wins. It makes technically superior teams look uncomfortable in the first 30 minutes. And it creates the early mistakes that Japan turn into fast, direct goals that win them matches they have no right to win on paper. The secret weapon is fitness, coordination, and the willingness to outwork every opponent from the first whistle. Secret weapons are not secret because teams are hiding them. They are secret because most people watching never learned to look past the obvious. The goals, the dribbles, the famous names. Once you know what each team is actually doing, the World Cup stops being 90 minutes of entertainment. It becomes 90 minutes of problem solving, and you will never watch it the same way again. Subscribe. The next breakdown goes even deeper.